So today's look is obviously the Queen of Hearts. I know the Queen of Hearts has been done like a billion times and everything, but I haven't actually seen it done with a bald cap, so I decided to show you guys how you would do it with a bald cap. I think it really adds to the look of the Queen of Hearts, a la Tim Burton. Yeah, so the Tim Burton version, obviously Helena Bonham Carter had like a gigantic head in it. I can't really get that without CG or anything like that, or a foam bald cap, but so I just decided to add a bald cap and put the wig up a little bit higher than it normally would be, and it gets this really cool effect. So if you guys want to see how to do this, then stay tuned. So I've already done some eyebrow blocking, and you can see that in my previous Halloween tutorial, the Evil Clown one. And now I'm going to apply my bald cap. So the bald cap I'm using is just like a latex bald cap here. This one was like about $5. I almost want you to stay away from ones that are like $1 or something. Maybe not necessarily for this, but if you want to do like a full bald cap, stay away from those ones because sometimes they have like this weird bump at the top of the head. And luckily this one was, yeah, $4 or $5 and it didn't have a bump at the top of the head. So here it is. So ahead of time, I just kind of prepped the front of my hair. Normally with bald caps, you want to pull all the hair up and gel it and everything to hold it in place. But I'm only going to be gluing down the front and maybe a little bit at the back. So my hair is pulled back, and then I'm just going to apply it at the front. Sometimes it's good to have two people to help so you don't rip the bald cap. So what you need is you need about 1 inch from your hairline to where you cut the cap. I'm going to just kind of mark it. I made some marks ahead of time. I don't know if I'm going to use them yet, but we'll see. So I'm just going to take a white pencil and then mark it out. And I just kind of drew a line and then a little circle for my ears. Now I'm going to remove the cap and cut it. Okay, so I finished cutting it. And I didn't cut it too high here. I could cut it more, but I'm not going to bother because that's going to be covered by my wig. And I also cut it kind of jagged. That's so that it kind of breaks it up a bit so that, you know, the eye isn't automatically drawn to this nice straight line. So now I'm going to start gluing it down. I'm just going to glue it down with a product called Telisis. And this is like a silicone adhesive. Spirit gum works fine. Same with Pros-aide, works well, but I find that this sticks really fast and it works really fast. It's pretty expensive, you know, it's like $80 to $100 for a bottle this size, so you want to use it sparingly, and I'm going to use it with a thinner. So now that everything's glued down, you can see it's lifted my eyebrows a bit. That's the thing with latex bald caps. And I tacked down the backs just a little bit, just so it's a little bit more secure. I'm going to go in with some liquid latex, and I'm going to try to seal or conceal the edges a little bit. And try not to go on top of the bald cap, just in the edge here. So now I'm just going to take a makeup sponge, and I'm going to stipple the latex onto the bald cap, probably up to here, and then down just a little to help blend the edges again. And this just adds some texture. So I'm going to use rubber mask grease paint. And I used this in the last tutorial, and it's really, really thick. I'm going to thin it out with a little bit of castor oil. Now, rubber mask grease paint, I said in my previous tutorial, in my previous tutorial that it's castor oil based, and other grease paints are usually mineral oil based, and that actually breaks down latex. Now I'm just going to powder it all with translucent powder or baby powder or whatever, any kind of powder that's white or clear, or clear powder, translucent powder. So now I'm going to start mapping out the color or her eyeshadow, which is like a baby blue kind of color. And I'm going to use NYC's palette in Yankee Blues 813B. I'm going to use this blue color and a liner pencil. Like, this is just like a rough map. So her eyeshadow kind of comes out from the corner of her eye and goes up in a diagonal. And then it goes straight up from the corner of her eye up this way. And I'm going to bring it probably about a centimeter or two above my eyebrow. Then I'm going to draw a line that's slightly curved above my eyebrow to connect the two lines. Now that I've drawn out my guidelines, I'm going to go in with this blue here from this Mehron Pastel Aqua Palette. Now I'm going to go back to the NYC eyeshadow palette and take that aqua kind of baby blue and then just apply it on top to set it, add some vibrancy to it. Now I'm going to go in with a cake liner in black, and I'm going to do the eyebrows. I'm just going to add some water and this small liner brush. Now I'm going to go in with this light matte gray. This one's just by Inglot. And I am going to contour my face just a little bit, just along the cheeks and around the nose. Just going to add the little beauty mark that she has on her cheek. Now with a sharp lip pencil, I'm going to use MAC's Cherry. I am going to sketch in the lip shape, and it's basically just like a long heart that goes above her Cupid's bow and probably, yeah, and below her lip. So I'm just going to take this Makeup Forever lipstick, and it's L206. I don't know if they make these ones anymore, these colors. And I'm just going to use a synthetic liner brush, this one here, and apply the lipstick. I'm going to line the waterline with white liner. And then do a little bit of light liner. Now I'm going to apply the upper and lower lashes. So the upper lashes, I'm just going to use these 120 Ardell 120 demis, and then for the bottom lashes, I'm going to use the 102. These ones have already been chopped in half, so I can easily put them on the lower lids. So now I'm finally ready for my wig. So the wig I purchased is called Her Majesty's Wig, and I just bought it at my local Halloween costume store. And it came out of the package really flat and it looked quite matted. But what I did is I styled it, so I just took it with my fingers and I twisted it and then I set it with some hairspray. But yeah, it was quite flat when I first got it. It looked nothing like this. So just give you a heads up, if you buy one of these wigs, it's gonna be flat. So it's time to apply it. Now, luckily this sticks to this latex bald cap fairly well, so I'm not going to be gluing it down, but if you're going to be wearing it out to, like, I don't know, a club or a party or something, you may want to use some spear gum and tack it down at the front and then maybe a little bit on the sides so that it won't be falling off throughout the night. And spear gum easily removes with some rubbing alcohol. So this is the finished look. I don't exactly have a white collared shirt, you know, because she had a collar that went out like this and stuff, so I just threw on whatever. And then I would probably bring the white down further if you're gonna wear a, you know, a deeper cut top. But I think that the bald cap really adds to the look, because she had like a gigantic head and it kind of went out even more than mine does. And I think that if the wig was probably more like this, and this part came down a little bit more, so if it was more like that, I think it would probably be a little bit more effective. But it doesn't, so this is the look, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Okay guys, I'm really sorry, but I have the hiccups now, so if you hear me hiccup, I'm terribly sorry. It's really annoying, but it's not going away at all. I've tried a lot of things, and now I'm just gonna drink my coffee and try to ignore it. Ooh, look at that edge right there. That's beautiful. If there's one thing that makeup artists love, is a beautiful edge, and that is right there, people, right there.